I, 18F, graduated high school this year and my boyfriend, 23M, asked me to move in with him. I posted this on my throwaway account but it was too inactive so I just blocked my boyfriend so he doesn't see this. My boyfriend and I got together about a month after I turned 18 and the relationship has been great so far. We have had very few arguments and this has been the least toxic relationship I've been in. A few days ago he asked me to move in with him. I told him I wasn't sure what I wanted and I asked for some time to think about it and I have not let him know yet. I spend 5/7 days of the week with him but I only spend the night about 3/7 days of the week. He works full-time and I quit my job so I can focus on getting one when I go to college. I did not plan on living on campus during the semester but I also didn't plan on living with him. I'm worried living with him may affect my grades and attendance. I love my boyfriend so much but I am worried about a few things. What if our relationship gets ruined? What if it fucks up my college experience? What if the relationship isn't what I thought it was? Is moving in with someone this early or young a bad idea? How long did you wait before you moved in with your significant other? I'm concerned that at only 18, this is the least toxic relationship you've had. You're still a baby, you have so much life to live. Don't tie yourself down just yet and I wouldn't move in if you were already worried about it affecting your grades and attendance. Do not move in with him. You haven't even been dating a full year yet, so you're still learning about who he is, the less than pretty sides of him, and how the two of you work as a couple. In addition, you need to live on your own in the adult world for a while before you try to live with someone else. Going from your parents' house to your boyfriend's is not a good idea. It's important to realize that your boyfriend is at a completely different life stage than you are. You're just starting out, going to attending college and figuring out what you want to do, while he's already done quite a bit of that. This creates a power differential that you need to be aware of, and I would strongly suggest you live apart from him as you take time to figure yourself out. As a 23-year-old, that is really weird of him, sorry. In my experience it takes longer than a year to figure out if it's a good fit, so during that time I wouldn't recommend making any big changes that would be complicated to undo. Especially for this specific relationship dynamic, you need to know if he has any drop of insecurity or controlling, possessive behavior in him, because if he does he will be triggered by you starting school and meeting more men your age. That would be my first concern here. Don't jump from living with your family to living with a man. Live by yourself. Enjoy figuring out adulting without the pressure of a serious relationship. If he truly loves you and wants to be with you, he'll let you enjoy the college experience of self-discovery. If he wants to control you, he'll turn this into a big deal argument. You need to learn how to live on your own first. Go to college, experience life, and gain some independence before moving in with a partner. Particularly one who is in a different life stage than you. I, 28M, and my 29F girlfriend have arrived in a fork in the road. Am I valid for asking this? Hello everyone. I, 28M, brought up a conversation with my 29F girlfriend about future living situations. This is a LTR, long-term relationship, by the way. A few nights ago, I brought up that I wanted to live closer to my family. She is from the East Coast and I am from the Southwest US. Between the cost and the coordination of going across the country to visit my family is pretty steep. I haven't spent more than a few days at home nor have spent any holidays with my family since we have been together, 4 years. I have missed funerals and major life accomplishments for parts of my family due to the distance. Anytime I've brought up that I want to go home to see family, she cries because she wants me home with her for the holidays even though I said that I would pay for her to come. The issue is that I brought up the fact that I would like to move closer to home to find a good halfway point for both of our families to converge. However, this opened up that she is scared and doesn't want to leave her family. In which she cried, and said that she feels like she isn't enough or this life isn't enough, and how she wanted to start a family here and have her family close by, without acknowledging that my family would have to cross the country to see us if we decided to start a family, and I don't think that's fair. She believes her choice is between her family and me, and she is perfectly content with me staying on the East Coast even though I am unhappy. I expressed that I don't think it's fair that your family is so close by and I barely see mine once or twice a year. And I asked just to meet halfway so we can both be centralized between both families. She expressed that she hasn't ever been without her family and that it would make her sad to be away from them that long or that far away. I however have been living very far away from my family the whole relationship and wish to build those relationships that I left behind to be on the East Coast for work at the time. I told her I would never tell her what to do or force her to do things that she doesn't want to do, so I left the choice up to her. I love her and I appreciate everything she has done for me, but I feel like I've given all I could to ensure that she is happy. Am I valid for asking for a halfway point? I feel like this may be the downfall of this relationship because I cannot in good faith take her resent me because I'm asking her to leave her family behind for the sake of being somewhat closer to mine. Thanks. Update. As all of you have given some much needed input and understanding, there are some things that made me think. I reopened the conversation tonight and took accountability that maybe I should have made it clear at the beginning of the relationship that I wanted to move in the future to be closer to my family. I have taken accountability and I have told her that, as much of you implied, she has chosen her family, which is of no fault to her. I respect her decision and we chose not leave each other maliciously and end the relationship. Again, thank you all for the amazing input and helping with the perspective of things. Reddit always has the answers or the help. Thank you all. Her choice is between you and her family. She's already told you which she chooses. You are completely valid. However, if you are planning to be halfway between both families, you need to really think about having no support close by if you have kids. Something fair would be to live close to one side but spend Christmas every year with the opposite side. Or summer vacation. There has to be give and take in a relationship. To be honest, living halfway between your families is not really a solution because then you both lose your support networks and everyone has to make travel plans to see each other. Your girlfriend has made it clear that she is not interested in leaving her home area. And that's okay. If she has a supportive and loving family, it's good to be near them, especially if you guys are thinking of having kids. Where this falls down is that it doesn't seem like she's supportive of your efforts to see your family. If that's something you want, I think you have to either put your foot down that this is a non-negotiable issue for you and the two of you need to find a compromise that works for you, or you need to break up with her and move closer to them yourself. So she is not interested in compromising? I'm sorry, but that's a red flag. You've missed family member funerals and she thinks that only her family is worthwhile? Let me explain it this way, if a male partner ever told me that we would have to stay so that we are close to his family, and that I'm not allowed to go see my family or attend special events for my family, funerals, anniversaries, graduations, weddings, etc., then I would be livid. Why isn't your family worth you and your partner's time? Why is it only her family that's worthwhile? I would either suggest couples counseling or therapy for yourself to try to figure out why you are allowing yourself to be treated this way. I wish you the best, Op. Your girlfriend isn't quite a mature adult yet. She's still got mom's apron strings tied too tight, and she's selfish to boot. If you stay with her, you're never going to see your family. Think hard about whether you're willing to do that. A good partner wouldn't impose that kind of restriction on you. Your girlfriend is very manipulative. Crying because you can't spend Christmas with her because you want to see the family you haven't seen for years? Go spend Christmas with your family and think long and hard as to whether or not you want to marry this girl because she's intent on staying on the East Coast and won't hesitate to use emotional blackmail to get her way. Just out of curiosity, does she cry about other things in order to get you to do what she wants? My 21F boyfriend, 22M, made me feel bad about my body. Today my 21F boyfriend, 22M, and I were at the beach and he was walking behind me. I made a joke like, looking at my butt and he laughed and said no. He was actually staring at me, so I asked, what were you looking at then? And he casually grabs the small roll of fat on my back. I told him this made me feel bad because why would he point something so specific out on my body and why was he so fixated on it that he couldn't just go along with the joke I made? I've been pretty distant all day after that interaction and recently he came up to me in the kitchen and said something like, if you want we can start working out together so you can get rid of that insecurity. I told him that I'm not insecure about it at all and he said that clearly I am because of how defensive I got. I told him that I got defensive because he made me feel insecure since he pointed something out I don't really think of, and now he's making me feel worse by assuming I want to get rid of it. I also followed up by saying that I am extremely active and healthy. I have been working out for over 5 years consistently, way longer than he has, so his comment just was condescending too because he's assuming I don't know what I'm doing in the gym. Also, I'm not overweight at all. I'm not flat stomach petite waist skinny, carry most of my weight in my midsection plus I'm a little curvy, but I'm still very proportionate and healthy. Not sure how to go about this since I can't tell his true intentions. This was intentional. You have to decide if it's a deal breaker that he wants you to lose weight. This is obviously something he's been thinking about. This was not a comment as a concerned boyfriend about your health. This was a malicious comment made to hurt your feelings. And it seems like that was his intention. Good for you for standing up for yourself. It sounds like you work hard to stay healthy and you're happy with your body, as you should be. He showed his true colors. Please leave before he gets worse. Your feelings on it are spot on. You aren't insecure, he made you insecure, and then he assumed you wanted to do something about it, when there's no problem and nothing to fix. You are more active at the gym than him. He's a total jerk for this. How long have you two been dating? My thoughts on guys making judgmental, negative comments on girls' bodies is that it should never be done. If he cares so much about whatever he's perceiving, he should end the relationship with you and find someone who fits his criteria. He should not have said anything. So there's no appropriate circumstances for a guy to negatively comment on their girlfriend's body. That sounds like negging. He's attacking you to increase your insecurity so that you are less likely to leave him. The lower your self-esteem, the more nonsense you'll put up with. You can lose 70 kilograms immediately by dumping his ass. It's better to find someone who makes you feel good about yourself. Go to the gym with him and kick his fucking ass. Then smile sweetly and ask him who's insecure now. How long have you been dating? Because this sounds like negging to me. This is how it starts. They make little comments about your body, and then eventually they completely diminish your self-confidence and make you think that no one else would ever want you. It's a tactic to trap you. My boyfriend, 19M, broke my 18F boundary and now I feel nothing for him. I wanted to give some background on the issue as to why this meant so much to me. I've seen a lot of people get mad and tell others to grow up when talking about oral sex, but for me I have been sawed and it is a huge trigger for me and makes me wildly uncomfortable. Ever since the start of our relationship, 5 months ago, I have told him I will not participate in oral because I don't like it and it makes me feel uncomfortable and scared. He said he understands but that it was also a big turn-on for him. I understood that factor but stood strong on the fact that I was not comfortable with it after everything I've been through. Fast forward to 3 months and we finally had our first sexual encounter. It was both our first times and he couldn't really get off. I felt bad he didn't feel good and offered some other things but he kept on saying, you know that giving me head is the only thing that will make me come, and I just nervously laughed it off. We would try again and he would continue to pressure me, saying he would only come from getting head. I felt so uncomfortable and awkward and danced around the subject, saying no. I would see his mood change and it made me feel awful. He kept on pressing it and I sadly gave in. I felt so disgusting and horrible. I felt like I wanted to rip out of my body. I couldn't say anything in the moment because I was just so disgusted and disappointed in myself that I had just done that. It took me a while to process it but now I just don't want anything to do with him. He's very nice but also very childish. He plays the victim card a lot when it comes to me expressing my feelings, turning it back on me and saying that it was actually my fault for his actions because of what I said. I did finally tell him about how I felt and he did exactly what I thought and turned it back on me saying that, you still did it though, and, I gave you head so I expected it back. I think that last one really just made me lose all my feelings for him. I did not even ask him to give me head. He is the one into it and gets off from giving it. I just feel so disgusted with him and with myself, and now I literally feel nothing for him. I've lost all my feelings for him and it makes me feel horrible because I just can't even put on a nice face for him. He's trying to understand me and trying to work on it far too late and now I just don't even want to be around him. I don't know what to do. Is feeling this way normal? You feel nothing for him because he's shown you he doesn't love you. Honey, he violated your boundaries. Coercion is not consent. Sexual coercion is a form of sexual assault. People who do not respect your boundaries do not deserve you in the slightest. End the relationship and find someone who will give you the respect you deserve. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Honey, leave. I don't do that either and for the same reason you don't. I have luckily never had a boyfriend pressure me to do that. They always respected it and if I was still dating, I'm married, I would drop someone in a heartbeat if they did. I'm sorry you fell for his crap but just kick him to the curb. Take some time for yourself to get over him. Make sure you won't let yourself deal with that type of crap again, and then find the someone who deserves you. So his first time? He says he only gets off to oral? What? This guy is not the one. I'm sorry. He's a total selfish dud. Get a new boyfriend. Girl, leave him. He has no problem doing things that he knows are traumatic for you. You should not be pressured in any way at all about things in the bedroom, especially considering that he knows what you've been through and did it anyway.